Mr. Mike. All right, that should be good. Okay. Small stuff first. There is let's see. Okay. Interesting. Last chosen target. Oh. Closest versus last chosen. Hmm. Oh, okay. This. Okay, that's better. Yes, this is a bit larger Painful. Like that microphone. Take that. Alright. So now whichever one is chosen gets thicker bars. But I need to, instead of making it a jump, I need to animate that thing. Zoom in out. Like hop. Hop. Okay. Now I just need to animate that thickness. It's technically need to be config. Actually, what I want. Yeah. So animation is going to be happening on the UI. Robot health bar. Gonna need ideally the current size or scale. Okay, so I want speed, I want time, what do I want? What is scale speed? Seems Gucci. Seems Gucci. About that. But here I set the size right away. Update every frame. I mean, honestly, I could just do this here. Bit of a clock here, right? Yes, good. Pretty thin, which means I need to add. Adding 2. Is correct? That is a question. Okay, needs to grow up. Okay, needs to scale down. That seems reasonable enough. All right, Mr. Charge, you're going away. Don't need you no more. So Okay, I'm not setting desired. Okay, it's changing, just changing too slowly. I'm gonna take, is it? Is it? Sure. Oh. Very minor touch. I am tempted to do a slight bounce on that thing. Quite scale. When I'm taking this into account, work. No, it needs to be within 0.0 to 1. Fine. It was setting for energy. Must have, right? No, I don't. I in fact do not. What I do, just stick it to the top and a fixed height. Let's see. Actually feels like it's happening too fast now. What? Okay. It's just me. It's the same height. It looks the same height, but I guess it's just weirdness about color reading. Okay. Easy features out of the way. Just scale those bars a little bit if you're selecting that robot or not. Yeah. Yeah, this way we usually have bars are pretty minor, not too significant. I'm actually curious. Can I stick a thing on it? Oh, that's a lot. Oh, let's have just one. Go. Not used. Yeah, it's the same name. Oh yeah, energy bar. Yeah, yeah, okay. Segmented. Good. 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 Image segmented. No, I'm gonna ignore that for now. I'm gonna ignore that for now. Okay, next task. Yeah. Nice. That'll be nice. Something weird going on with the shield there. Heal, bro, heal. Charge rates. Might be time. Put it somewhere here. Up to us. What's cracking? What's cracking? Okay. What do I want? Base recharge rate, fine. Then I want bonus recharge rate per zone level. Start with that first. They use Google Jules. Remote coding agent. Okay. Let me know if you can build that thing. From seeing so far, it's easy enough for like easy web dev tasks. I use AI for short little Python exporting scripts from Blender, some command line tools, some occasional small little math here and there, small shader snippets, but outside of that, it's very good for code review in my code that I write. That's hard to be decent at. Yeah, it can handle that very inside a small, very small context, and it explodes really quickly once you push it just a little bit. I tried Claude and it sucked, even just to understand my code. Wasn't that impressive. But I have been using AI quite a bit for UI shaders and just general ideas. Runs in a server, I suppose. Honestly, that sounds more like if you work for a company and they're pushing you to use it, it's like, yeah, sure. But if you were to be making your own game projects, would you really use that to help you out? Would it be really worth the time? I don't think so. You don't review PRs, give tasks. That's funny. Yeah, for simple things, which the corporate world is full of, yeah, why not? Why not? But when you have to wrangle 160k of C++ code for a video game, I ain't letting them touch this stuff. Just one little file, 7,000 lines over. I ain't got no trust. Okay, that will read it. Fine. Indeed. The Dart language, yeah, that definitely sounds like a corporate job. Yeah, those tests are usually much simpler. Small little snippet to do. Small thing there, small thing here. Sure, sure. Don't have access to tools yet. Some of them do. Some of them, oh, they will in the future. Because a lot of those little web dev tasks written in scripting languages, like they're really not that complex. You should be able to use to help it out. And given the cloud engineers work on those jobs anyway, they could use AI for sure. For sure. Okay. Let's see, starting the base. Stick. Plus. But yeah, that's the thing. Like AI is it takes a lot of skills to use AI because it can generate a ton of code quickly, and you need to have the skills to be able to actually review that and understand. Because you can mess up business real fast, really, really fast, which even Amazon is discovering. Let it rip. And the thing is, code review skills, it's primarily just usual engineering skills. You just crank to like 10x. Because it's easy to understand the code that you wrote 5 minutes ago. Understanding code somebody else, dude. Dude. Why does this not work? Lowering. Oh, wait a second. Somewhere. Yeah, this thing. Right. Should have been. Oh, because it's at 0, so it wouldn't even have that. Uh-huh. Fine. Am I working at Amazon? No, but I used to work for Amazon for several years. And I quit right at the point where AI was starting to get introduced. So I already knew AI, and there were even back then. This was like 2 years back, 2 years, 2 months, maybe 1 month. Even 2 years ago, they began to already introduce that, and the principals and senior engineers were like cautioning against the use of AI. Oh yeah. Okay. Guess it's. Oh, you don't even sell level 1, huh? Why was this not triggered? On 1. Should have gotten triggered, but it didn't. It didn't. Why? Now we have success. Base. See how strong you are now. Yeah, a little touch in your eye is nice. Alright, comes level 2. Zone 2. Didn't even get... Oh. The whole approach is wrong. It's just wrong. Fine, then how about this? How about this? I think it's part of the tick. That. Oh yeah, you know what I need? I need a setting so I can just jump to a particular zone level. Because having to climb from the beginning every time is starting to become a drag. Hello to a turret. Maybe it's time to just call it mana. Just give up and just call it mana. Yeah, it's sci-fi, but it's Diablo-like. I'll just call it mana. Okay. We got zone 2 already. Yeah, it's gonna get spawned. Makes sense. Oh man, those 3 keep it alive pretty hard. You actually have to like draw them out and take them out. Oh, bastard stations. Hunt me no longer. Are these stores just too strong or what? It's like I'm not putting any points into turret at all, it just destroys things. Granted, it's a double turret. Granted. Yeah, okay. Just a double turret, that's powerhouse. Are you taking a self turret? That was weird. Oh, it was attacking. Blocked by. Curry little Roomba scurry. Alright, it might be time to go back to making a new robot type. little best was getting charged out of a zoo. Well, it's gonna be a pain. Also, oh, okay, here's your health bars. Good. To run. Fine. I think that was a pain. No, for the funsies. Hmm. Oh, whoops. Because I think this is the last robot type I made, but I haven't really tested him in a long, long time. So what happens if you just have a bunch of them? I still kind of a little short on range, huh? Let's make them just double their range. Still at 40. Wait a second. Somebody overriding the range. No. Reach distance. Distance. Oh, maybe it just needs attack range. That's right. Why? It's interesting for sure. Dude. Okay, maybe 60 is much. About 45. How bad 45? Guys are annoying now. All low walkers, but have the range now. Huh? Like a leash attack. Hmm. Excuse me? It just goes right through. Suspicious. Alright, it's time to work on a new graphical feature, I think. I want to be able to show a decal line on the ground that will point towards this last robot. That way when you're stuck on the map, not sure where to go. Minimap is cool and all, but it's a separate thing. I want to have like a thin, cute red line going towards the rope once in a while. Really? Let's need the new map type logic, where pre-configure partly random, partly pre-configured maps for generation. Oh my god, those shield bearers get stuff on zone 3, huh? Oh yeah. Pull them away a little bit. Or decals on the floor. Hmm. Okay. Bro. Okay. I want to solve the problem of one player to destroy all robots before the door to the next zone opens. Sometimes losing track of the last robot because it's out of your vision. Thinking to throw a decal Bezier line on the ground towards the robot when non-in the player's view. The decal tag. So maybe I can draw such line in segments. Now in T-render, draw all decals from one buffer I considered for each pixel based on their ABB. Wondering if the system can still handle another 20-30 decal segments for a line, or if I should move to post-processing step. Where the decals can be applied to. Is more work. There, let's go point. Go point. Look at the CI. Only one pass, short time, a few. Tidy ABB, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of a minor thing. I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, that's exactly what I have in mind. Good. I swear to God, it's like the AI is learning based on the last 2 years of working on me in the project. Swear to God. Yeah, I'll be using nav just fine. Sticking space breadcrumbs. Maybe. Maybe. Or syndicators. Possibly. Possibly. Breadcrumbs of line. Breadcrumbs might be something. Yeah, breadcrumbs be easiest to start with for sure. For sure. Oh God. Excuse me, dude. Excuse me. Thick door. Yeah, that animation really needs to be done based on distance, not time. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's see some decals. What else is that? Pipe. Why is it all the way down here? It's so weird. Fine. I haven't worked on my language for like a week. I almost want to go back for a little bit, but not yet, not yet. Ring, box, arrow. How about a line? How about a line? Right, got the line. Move a line. Hey, this one has space. Good. We'll call it GPU, right? They already have a line now. Outline, sure. Should snippet for drawing. This DF line, given this code. Okay. I need to compute bounding box. Extra bounding box. Center box size. It can fly. It can work. That can work indeed. Remember, is this? It's a single size. Do you even use it? Do you, I believe? Oh. I didn't actually use it. Disappointing. Center. What's up, Ponya? Welcome back. I don't use center for anything. World to decal local matrix. Oh, because of that whole thing. I see. Yeah, I don't really need. Yeah, I understand. This is a relative size. This is in relative space for the decal due to this dude. Right. I believe so. This actually doesn't do much. Don't do much. Oh, this is just a float anyway. Fine. The biggest thing is worth the decal. So that gets me the center. So I don't even need the center in this case. No, I don't need box size. Kind of weird. Kind of weird. I think though, I should at least scale it. Center. Kind of tricky. Oh, some to update the current goal, current task. Drawing decal line in the world to the last robot when you don't see it. That thing. Because it's been too often where I just get annoyed where I don't see where the hell last robot is at. I really want to see that line. Really want to see that line. Zoom in, zoom out. Zoom in, smaller, larger, smaller. Good, good. Good, 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 good. Okay, so I don't particularly care about the rotation. I'll just take by default it's identity, right? Not even. Yeah, that's that. That's scale. Scale shall be probably just do top manual. Distance 2. And maybe I give it just a little bit. Like a 10% boost. Okay. Now it's time to get into decal. Shader time. Okay. Meanwhile, Mr. AI. What the hell is this nonsense? Little helper for the segment. For the segment. That's it, a 2D vector. Project roll endpoints into this decal's local XY. Oh. Let's see what it wants to do. Care about that. Round ends, capsule aligned. Acts as a center and a A8B. Open it. Yeah. Pretty much. Okay. Does my engine have hot reloading? Yes, in many ways, including shaders too. The main thing I have is C++ hot reloading from a Live++ tool. Look at all these hot reloads. In fact, look at this part of the string right here. I actually keep track of counting anytime I hot reload a C++. Almost up to 3,000 in the last 4 months, maybe. Previously, I don't even track of that, but now I do. Heal. Missed me. But check out the new shield battery. Those guys have shields, and that thing can just heal them up. Until it gets destroyed, little bastard. Okay. So it's time to do you guys just annoying me anyway. It's time to do a decal test. Which I still have. Stay visible. This is a decal test, right? Yeah. It is indeed. So go to line. I actually need to save it, to be honest. Alright, Mr. AI. I'll take the segment. Do you mind if I do? This is in local space. This needs to be cleaned up a bit. I don't care about pulse. Don't care about pulse. Color. Indeed. Indeed. Somebody put it to a test. See if hot reloading on this works. Uploaded something, although I don't think it's actually drawing anything. Box, arrow, all that works. But not the line. Yeah, don't need to. Oh, color. That makes sense to me. Wait. It's already checked if a point is in. Fine, I understand. I understand. A local, B local. Let's just not worry about that. Decolor. Looks fine. But obviously ain't fine. Five, two. Go. Decal. Got all this. Scale. Point. Doing this whole. Rotation. So I do want the rotation, huh? Fine. Maybe just start local line size first. Should be fine. Let's just do testing. Level 9. Does reload the decals, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Positions shouldn't matter too much now. Hmm. Ah. Got the point here. Kind of does a funny thing there. Really? I guess it just goes out of range that hard. Okay. What math layer I'm using? I'm using CGLM. CGLM GitHub. It's the one. The only one. I used to use GLM C++ version of this. But I ran like crap in debug builds. I switched to this and it runs faster in both release and debug especially. And then just build a small abstraction over it. Nothing too wild and crazy. Like just about all my calls are just like simple calls into CGLM. So much for that. Okay, so 0.5 is actually scaling out. Yeah, this is pretty nice. I can even animate it like this as it shows up. That's what I'm talking about. Good, good. I approve. I think I'm gonna make it pretty thin. Yeah, in fact, one time I spent doing only just one thing because my debug build used to be pretty slow, and then all I did was replaced everything where I used GLM with CGLM. And just of that, my debug frame time improved by 3 times. The whole frame. GLM's plus plus build is so slow, especially for debug builds. Holy crap. In release, it may be only 10% slower. But, yeah. Okay, so this thing is rounded. Nice. So now just a matter of getting this matrix correct. Check my math for computing the world to decal for the line. I thought it was right, but it doesn't seem to be. Decline indeed. Indeed. There shall be a bunch of segments like these pointing to the last robot alive or something. Wait, I'm gonna throw it away. Do not even pay attention. Do not even pay attention. Oh yeah, I do throw most of it away. I do indeed throw most of it away. Okay. So before I would get the mat fine out of this. Oh yeah, because I want to rewire it to point it down. And I get the decal to point it down. Yeah, that was a thing I did. Yes, okay. What happens after that? Fix the scaling. Been able to learn Vulkan, huh? Well, have you learned something simpler first, such as OpenGL? That was my beginning. And you should just pester ChatGPT a bit more than that. Actually, using ChatGPT was I was using ChatGPT a lot when I was learning Vulkan from the beginning again. Initially, most of the answers didn't particularly help or make sense, but I just kept poking, and then every little question and answer give me a bit more understanding. So fine, then I fix the scaling up, so I don't need to worry about all this. Let's see. So okay, so let it point it down. Yeah, completing tutorial doesn't teach you anything. That's kind of the main issue. That's the one I went through as well, but after that, you just need to think on your own. And I was asking AI for not for writing code, but to answer my questions about Vulkan. Reorient metrics to point down. Like the thing is, like people mostly think about AI as a coding assistant. But I see it the other way. Think of it as primarily conceptual assistant. So ask it things like explain main concepts of Vulkan. How does this object relate to that object? So ask it to explain ideas and concepts and types, not for code generation. The kind of questions you would ask like me. If, like if you paid me $1,000 an hour and were asking me Vulkan questions, those kind of questions you need to be asking AI. And 80% of the time, close to 90% of the time now probably, it's really good and useful. Even if you don't get it, you can just keep drilling it of questions for every point. For example, like this thing. Slowly explain the math with diagrams of how this works. We take point P, we're going from A to B, which is a line segment, right? And that returns the distance from P to the segment A and B. Fine. So big picture. Start a segment endpoint we're testing, right? That's the P, that's the A, B. Look at this. Do you remember, think about how much money you need to pay somebody to make this kind of explanations. 20 bucks a month to steal. Right. Not the infinite line, but the actual segment, yes. So build a useful vector, P to A, P to B. I think this is the usual, yeah, a couple of dots. And fine. So the segment direction from A to B. A towards P, okay. The first one you do projection. How does a cosine? How far along the segment direction of the shadow of P is measured in the segment length units? Interesting. What's this point is at A? Projection falls before A, after A. Interesting. So the dot between P to A and B to A versus BA and... Oh, this is against itself. Oh, that's what does normalization. I see. So dot on its own is a projection. And then it gets normalized to the length. Makes sense. And then 0 to 1, it means inside the segment, otherwise it's outside. Okay. Yep. Look how patiently the AI explains everything. You can do it even slower. Horizontal, this. Where X is at. Then you clamp it from 0 to 1, makes sense. But be right back. Back in action. Okay. Okay, so H is a point along AB. Get it. I get it. I get it. Yeah, that's like the 90% of what I use AI is to teach me stuff. And if any of that's not clear, it can be like on case 2, drill that down even deeper. You know what I mean? Yep. So don't think of AI as a guy you asking to make things for you. Ask it to explain and teach you. Right. Well, then the distance is P2A. Right, you subtract two vectors because this just tells you where the point is closest on a segment. So the distance is just the length of the difference of two vectors. Yeah, don't ask for fish, ask for fishing rod indeed. Ask it to explain how fishing rod works. Make sense? Just take the length. Yeah. Right, because it's PA minus this gives you this vector. Yeah, yep. Yeah. One caveat. Robust version is... Ew. Didn't give me a robust version, bro. It did not give me a robust version. Actually, I prove that. Extra noise. And look how much effort AI takes to explain it slowly. Jesus Christ. Smooth step. Yeah. Now back to math. So this is just to reorient the decal into it. And then I recompute it for the position. Makes sense. Indeed. By the way, man, I also began to work on my own programming language as well, from time to time. Although not right now. Is my CS faster than Flex? When I initially made it, it was 3 times faster in debug, but twice as fast in release. For my use cases. But on actual benchmarks, it was mostly either 1-to-1 or a little faster. I was significantly faster on entity creation, which is what I care about as well. Dude, especially on debug builds, holy crap, Flex sucks ass. For being a C language. For having C implementation. No. Hell no. But it's been half a year since I made that, so it's possible I made it slower. A little bit compared to where it was. But not by much, because I'm not seeing a difference in debug builds. Alright, back to the line making. I need to get this positions. Used to be on Discord of Flex. Until I left. Damn bastards. Dude, Flex code is unreadable. It's just completely unreadable. None of it makes any sense for parameter names. Comments basically don't exist anywhere to really explain anything to you. It was... When it crashes, the call stacks are just absolute nonsense, dude. Yep, my own language, dude. Well, the way I learned by asking AI to teach me stuff. Let me show you. This is my language. Bam. Except this is probably some new code. Doesn't work yet. So let's just not do that. Boom. There you go. This is my language. H3 is how you define it. Turn A. Boink. Returns 4. Returns 4 as it was meant to be. What's up, Kyle? But today's game time. Yeah, and I was using its C++ interface. Like, I mean, it's decent for what it is. There's a decent start, and the interface is good enough. And it does provide a ton of features that obviously CS libraries do not provide. Specifically like parent-child connection and special type of queries. So I basically implemented all that. It took me a while of effort to get performance in line with that. Because it looks broken sometimes. Kind of weird. Yeah, but like really, really thin line like that will be fine. Okay. So decal line. Can be the position. Makes sense to me. Yeah, C++ interface is very good, which is why I kept the interface as is. Pretty much. Only minor modifications. No. The language I'm working on, that's a low-level systems language to replace C++ in the future. For my second project. This project shall remain as a C++. Still need to re-implement hot reloading for that language, though. That's going to be the biggest challenge. No, I'm going to have my own language. So my CS is archetype, but the way I store it is different from the way Flex does it. Yeah. Links, well, I haven't published anything because I'm not intending to make it a public language, just purely for me. Right now what I have is a Visual Code IntelliSense for the language. So this is the way you'd work it. For example, here's your, let's say, your class type, and you can define like an operator. You can just do, let's say, add to A. You pass it I think this works. Oh, it's crashed. It crashed. Oh, because this is supposed to be I-32. My bad, my bad. Let's try it again. So now I should be able to do... Oh, not this. Add 2i, add 4. Does it compile directly to assembly? Yep, yep. Yeah. Yeah, use the little VMIR. So for example, here's, you can actually see it right here. So this version gets converted onto LLVM intermediate representation, which is kind of like a little bit like an assembly, but slightly higher level. It has functions and just slightly higher level in assembly, but way below C, including a bunch of debug information for debug symbol generation, all that stuff. So all you need to do is go from this into that, and after that you get all your optimizer, linker, debug symbols, and everything. And class type information. Boom. So that. Interesting, you got an error. Got an error somewhere, 55. Oh yeah, this thing. Shouldn't be -1. Sits in the cooker. It's gonna be a while before it's gonna be too useful. Yup. LLVM makes it super easy. Right, so position's fine. Scale, 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 scale. Plus, to make a good language, you still need to do like all the IntelliSense work anyway. Integration to Visual Studio and so on. It's gonna be a couple of years of slowly working on it. Once in a while. Okay, how about this? How about these apples? No, it just disappeared. Cool. It's time to see which one is wrong. Yes. Wow. Yeah, it's back. Hmm. Oh, is this 0 still? It is. You know what? It's time to just save that. I do hope my language stand out. I don't care if it stands out. I'm gonna use it myself. I don't care if nobody else uses it. It's for me. For me only. Everything else is optional. Just I don't like Rust. I don't like Zig. I don't like Odin. I like C++, alright. But it'll be nice to have my own as well. How about this? Let's get saved. Good. Does LVM facilitate using C libraries? Well, using C libraries from assembly is extremely easy from LVM IR as well. You just define declaration to it and that's it. It's brain dead. And they just need to link against the library that you want. It's calling C is extremely easy. It's literally just a call like any other function like you have. So interacting with C is brain dead. Which I already do. I already interact with kernel 32, a few others, including shader C library and so on. Blackboard of some kind. There's a bunch of helper functions. For example, this one writes out a vector 3 with RGB for whatever reason. There's a bunch of small helpers. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Okay. Okay. So the value is not persisting. We're close to the value. See that, see this. Now, time to go back to testing. Time to hot reload shaders this time. Hey, is it actually gonna work this time? Okay, I need a nicer tool. I forget. Do that. Aside from input, slider int. I mean, I guess I could do it like a maniac. Is it just out of bounds already? Oh, it's literally in the same spot now. Okay. It's positive X, makes sense. Interesting that the scale is an update. No, that's actually a wrapper around a wrapper. So if we need to write into VAC, it actually goes into my wraparound RapidJSON library. So it's actually a little bit of depth into it, and then eventually it trickles down into RapidJSON stuff. And then add member actually goes into RapidJSON stuff. That way sometimes I experiment throwing away RapidJSON and having it shoved into something else. Because then in the end all this goes into stuff like that. So for example here you would see decal tester. And you can see all the positions right here. That's what it goes into in the end. Okay, so is the math being in a ballpark of being good? Do I have an export from ECS? Not outside. All explorations inside this IMGUI tool. This is the Explorer. Outside of space, no. I have no need for external exploration. If I need to, I'll make it. But so far, I don't have to. The problem is this position really needs to be correct, and it's not. It's just not. Why would it not work to do it this way? Oh, maybe it was working fine. I just needed to update this. Okay. So now if I do like on 10. Okay, so position is correct, the scale is not. No. Who's it competing against? Right. Oh, this is just a scale correction. There. I might need to poke at the AI again here. Movie project key entity, sure. It doesn't have many features as of my problem. Well, entity wasn't used for Minecraft anyway, not originally. That's maybe happens later, but good enough doesn't mean anything. When a big team takes in a library like that, they rewrite half of it anyway, so it really doesn't mean anything. Also, I mean, by that argument, you might as well use Flex, because Flex is used by another big successful game that recently came out that's Minecraft-like, and that thing uses Flex. So who are you to disagree, man? Minecraft Bedrock, yeah. Well, by that point, what was that Minecraft game recently came out? It was external. It's not even on Steam yet. It's external to it. I forget the name, but it's Minecraft-like, and that thing uses Flex. So who are you to disagree, man? Who? Or you can just have your own brain and make your own decision and just judge it yourself. Not correct in the line decal max. Okay. Takes into rotation, point down, right. 10 point. That looks good. Line direction is ignored. Along, oh. What modern C++ usually means it's a pain in the ass to compile and it's slow in debug builds. And I am not sacrificing debug builds for nasty ass modern C++ crap. Hell no. Plus, I don't like the way they store components. They like to store, all of them like to store components in giant array of structs, and I disagree with that approach entirely. Entirely. I'm still aligned by the line direction, interesting. Scale's the wrong shape. Yeah, I don't like sparse set either. I think it's a wrong approach to performance. I think that's the main reason why I'm so much faster than Flex, because I'm using different data storage type. That's plus 26. I mean, if reflection is good there, I might use some of that. We shall see when it's ready by Visual Studio Team. Like does use archetypes, but it stores components as the array of structs, or structive arrays, or however they call it. I'm pretty sure it separates all components out into its own little vectors. Doesn't make much sense, but whatever. So on the pass now, I don't have to worry about some nasty ass library doing some nasty ass thing. The beauty of having your own libraries, don't have to worry about that nonsense. So I wanted to align by the line direction. Huh. Did I have beef for library dev? No, really. I just left the Discord because I don't particularly need it. Don't know the guy, have no issues. Just don't like the code, it was too slow for my needs, so I threw it out, replaced my own, that's it. No idea what happened to the account there. I'm hanging out on a few servers, and then eventually I clean them up anyway. If I see it, I'm not using it much. So, just don't care. Don't care. The real beef is having to go to some other Discord and be like asking like, yo, this library I'm using for my game that my game depends on and the live depends on is having some kind of weird issue. Can you help me fix that? It's like, dude, it's such a dependence thing. It's so nasty. Discord, go away. Alright, I have some questions. What does it need to be aligned rotationally to the line direction? Don't I understand that part? Yeah, I'm going from world space. That doesn't need to be at all. Yeah. The points I will be providing will be in world space. So the alignment shouldn't matter. Oh, I see what he wants to do. He wants to align it so that the bounding box covers just the line as opposed to wider space. Okay, I understand. Yeah, purely about that fit. I get it. I get it. why not? Okay. I have to create a quad for the rotation along the line. I guess I'm going to do the usual forward short arc towards direction. Vector. Fair, fair. But either way, for now I'm going to take a break for some food and maybe return later. Until then, GG's. Waiting some random dev and moving on.